Hi, I wanted to just make like a journal type video, just because I think it would be a good thing to look back on, and I haven't been able to be in a video making mood and stuff. So first of all, I moved recently. I got on some medication that's better for me. Um, and right now, today, I'm trying to make art, but also read, and probably will go out with my mom. So right now, I would say, I guess in order to talk about this, I will first say the move went really wild, honestly. I'm glad we moved, but my cat like multiple times like went into the closet and went into a hole that led to the attic. And me and my partner like can't go to the attic. It's like closed off. And it was really scary. Like I was just like, what if she like gets hurt in there? It was like kind of a stressful situation. It's the type of situation I could go on about, but it was just so stressful and scary. I was afraid she would get hurt in there. My dad, because he owns the house I moved into, um ended up blocking off the entire closet because there were just a bunch of holes in there, because I guess because it's an old house. um I want to make videos where I do art at the same time, but I think I can't be someone who, I don't know. Like I know that a lot of times during those videos they probably put like an voiceover rather than literally doing art and talking at the same time. But I just I don't know. I'm not I haven't been editing, and I kind of just want to have a relaxing video where I do talk and make art at the same time, but that's like really hard. And I end up like making art really slowly. I know I could speed it up, but it's okay. It's okay. I just haven't been editing yet. I I used to edit some videos. Like I made some Legend of Zelda videos where I played Majora's Mask with my partner, but yeah, that was when I used to have better equipment and stuff. Um so I want to make art, but sometimes it's hard because I feel like I'm happiest. Oh, also my cat really, really wants to get in the basement, like really hardcore. Honey, you can't go in there. No, no, it's okay. It's okay. She's like flipping her body, like putting her arms underneath the door and then flipping her body around. Like she really wants to get in there. Um, I, honey, it's okay. I really want to make art. It's just kind of hard because I feel like art is either like super, super fun and, well, not fun, but it's like super, super enticing and all enveloping, or it's nothing. Like, and this super all enveloping is something you, honey, honey baby, it's okay, is something that you have to like work up to. It's not just like all of the time, at least for me. And so it's hard because I feel like I have so many ideas, both for writing and also just general art, that I haven't got to fruition because it feels like something I have to work up to, or it feels like the type of thing you procrastinate. And that sucks because I really, really want to do both of those things a lot. I especially think writing would be very therapeutic, but I feel like I'm a creative person. Like I feel like I could write like really good books and stuff, or I don't know, something, but oh, hi. It's okay. But I like multimedia for art, and so I'm in this like little room that has like a lot of my art stuff, and it has like a lot of fabrics. I like using fabrics for art. I like doing a bunch of random objects, a lot of random things. I like when it's kind of chaotic and you just do what feels good, and like not really focus on like the idea of what you're gonna make before you do it. I'll open the window when I'm done, okay? Um, I love my cat so much, and I love cats in general so much. And so I don't want people to think I'm like a bad owner when I say things like she didn't want to like listen to me and stuff. Hi, it's okay. She's actually really sweet and really well behaved. Well behaved is kind of a weird thing to say, but yeah. She just doesn't like certain things and can be kind of traumatized by it. And it was really crazy when she was like the fact that we just moved into a house and she was like, I'm gonna like zoom into the attic through a secret tunnel. Like, come on. But I like multimedia, and it's kind of just hard because I want to document my art as I make it, and I want to make a lot of art, but it's just not always working. And I sometimes feel like I'm wasting my time, because even though I feel like some of my art is actually really good, I think it's hard to not feel like you're wasting your time when normally I don't care like what society thinks, you know, like that term society, but I think that it can be kind of hard if you grow up like kind of feeling like people tell you there's a certain way to live your life and then you don't want to live your life that way. It's kind of hard to then make your own path without sometimes feeling guilty in some way, shape, or form. Which reminds me of the fact that so I'm diagnosed with autism, and I feel like that's something I kind of want to talk about because I mean I have a lot to talk about, and like I honestly am probably not even being very interesting, but I just kind of wanted to make maybe a journal type thing like once a week perhaps. Recently I've been really emotionally tired this week because of everything that happened. When we first moved in, baby, it's okay. Come here, honey. Come here. When we first moved in, it was like in the 40s in the house for 2 nights and it was even cold during the day because we didn't have heating, and that was horrible. And I'm surprised I didn't get sick, but I just don't get sick very often. My cat didn't seem to mind it actually. She was like the second day we moved in, for instance, when she was starting to be like, oh, like after because as soon as we moved in, she ran through the secret tunnel and we couldn't find her. It was really scary. But then, like the next 2 days, she would not stop talking because she's a Siamese, I believe, but I think she's also probably part Burmese. I don't know how that works. But she was just like talking and talking and talking, like literally nonstop, which I love when she talks, but like it was crazy. And then I looked it up, and apparently Siamese cats do that sometimes when they have a change in their life. But in all honesty, she was acting happier than I'd ever seen her before. She was like doing the thing, like, and she like never does that. She was like rubbing her face against my hands, which she never does because I think she's just too sensitive for that. She's a very sensitive girl. Yeah. Me, her, and my partner are all like sensitive to like things. But I was going to talk about my new medication because it's so frustrating to me the way people talk about autism. Like, I feel like this is such a weird topic as of now, I feel like. But people always talk about autism modernly like it's just the condition that makes you quirky and kind of bad at talking to people or kind of bad at being normal. When I'm like, honestly, autism is like complicated, and like it kind of irritates me because people act like it's just the I'm a weird person disorder and I'm quirky disorder, when it's like, yeah, there's some of that, but it's also like it can be debilitating to some people. I don't know why it's like people want to act like disabilities aren't debilitating sometimes, when it's like, no, they obviously are. Like, and I have the type of autism where, yes, I'm too sensitive to some things for sure, but I have the type of autism where I'm actually like numb to things. Like, because it's just a sensory disorder condition thing where you are more numb or more sensitive to things. And I've always had the type where I'm more numb to things unless it's like something that hurts me. So I've been like in a lot of pain in my life, like most of the time in pain. I've been like severely depressed since I was like 12, but you know, even before that, I don't really know if I was the happiest person. I didn't get diagnosed for a long time, but when I was a kid, my mom thought something was wrong with me, but she didn't like take me to get tested. But my coffee has cayenne in it, and it's actually kind of spicy. Like, it's kind of burning my throat a little bit, but it's good, so I'm gonna drink it. So I've always like been more numb to things like sensory input. I'm not gonna do too TMI, but just like things that most people like, I'm like, no, that's like bad. Or I'm more like just irritable every day of my life. And I know I have a heart, but it's like hard to reach my heart. It's hard to like get to it. It's hard to not feel like it's buried under like pain and numbness. And so it kind of pisses me off when people act like autism is just like not debilitating, and it's just because I don't know, I saw people like shit talking like autism medications, and people were just like, yeah, because it's just a medication so you can like be normal for other people. And I'm like, that's not what, like, people with autism sometimes are like in actual pain or like have actual issues that they would have regardless. So I'm on a type of medication that is for irritability and autism, and it's like literally changing my life. Like, there was one medication I started taking, or two that I started taking that like changed my life, but this one's like even more just like, I don't want to say better, but it is like causing me to realize, I mean, I already knew how much pain I was in, but it's starting to make me realize like even more so like how I've had to live my life in a way that like so many people wouldn't understand. Because I would just be like in pain all the time over things that other people can handle. Like, I would just go to the grocery store and feel like it took like years off my life. Or, and sure, this is because I have anxiety, but I think a lot of my anxiety is because of my autism. And I have OCD, which is, my OCD was really, really, really bad for years, and I think it was due to my autism. I had it, like, literally ruining my life for years. And I just, with my medication now, I feel like less numb, which I feel like is just such a crazy experience to talk about, because yes, there are people out there who have been depressed so long that they are numb, like all the time, but I feel like that's not something that like gets talked about a lot, because people kind of, I feel like when they talk about mental health online, it's just very like, one second. I really, really need a chapstick. it's very like minor depression or minor anxiety, or maybe they don't think it's minor, but it is the thing that comes and goes, you know? And it's kind of like so many normal human experiences I've literally not gotten to experience in my life to a certain extent because I was just so miserable and numb, and like it's hard to even explain. I should have like written a list of things I want to talk about so I don't sound boring or just like repetitive or like I'm not expressing myself. But I feel like my face doesn't look good today. Like my skin doesn't look good, which, oh, that's something I was going to talk about. Is like, for instance, my medication made it so I actually have an appetite, because my whole life, I'm not even kidding, I just haven't had an appetite. Like, all need to eat and know I need to eat, and there's certain foods I like, but I would just eat the same foods over and over and over and over because I was just like, they're the only things that taste okay to me, and most foods taste neutral to me or bad to me. And now I'm like, I'm still picky, but I have like an actual appetite now where I like finally will probably get to gain weight, because I spent so many years of my life like not being able to gain weight and being extremely skinny in like a bad way, because I was just like, I don't want to eat. I don't want to eat. And like my favorite food has always been vegetables. So, which is a good thing, but I think like now at least I'll be able to like gain weight because I actually want to eat several times a day instead of just eating when I feel like I literally am so hungry that I literally have to. And that's like something I feel like the average person like doesn't experience, is like literally just feeling like you're like, oh, I don't want to eat. Like, why do I have to keep eating? Um like people always go, everyone likes food, and it's just like, okay, sure. I mean, I don't know why I'm bitter at people for that. I think it just feels like such a cliche thing to say that's also kind of annoying, because I don't. Like, I've experienced lack of appetite like my entire life. And there's like other things I haven't proper experienced that I feel like being on my new medication has helped. My coffee actually came from a place 2 hours away, because my partner literally, he works 2 hours away, like half the week or so, and he brought me a coffee from like one of my favorite places, and that's like so nice of him. He's so sweet. Like when we moved, this is like another thing I felt like I needed to talk about. I don't know, some of this I feel like I need to talk about, and some of it I feel like I'm just talking about because I feel like it's the thing you say when talking about your day or whatever, when I don't want to be like that. But there was like some kittens that were living where we used to live, and now that we're moved, I feel like, baby, it's okay, come here, honey, come here, you can't go in there, right now. Now that we moved, I feel like no one was going to take care of them. Where we lived was kind of isolated, and the people there didn't really like cats. And we were afraid they were gonna like starve. And honey, come here, you can't go under there, okay? I'm sorry, you can't go under there. We were afraid they were gonna starve to death, or I mean, probably not, but like, you know, they could starve. And so my partner and I texted a few people to try to find a way to get them a home. We finally found someone who could get them a foster home, and my partner went out, and this was also at night because it was after he was done working, and got all the cats into containers and took them to where they need to get surgery and be with their foster family. And I was like so impressed, because I've been like, the first week or so we were living here, I was so stressed, and I was like, I don't want to deal with that right now. I'm like really stressed at the idea of, honey, come here, honey. Come here. Come here. You can't go down there. I told you, you can't go down there. I was really stressed out about multiple things. I was stressed out about my cat. I was stressed about how cold it was. I was just having stress bouts in general. And sweetheart, come here. Sweetheart, come here. And I was just like, I don't want to deal with that right now. That's like so, that sounds so hard to deal with right now. I feel so, 1 sec, I'm sorry. Honey, you can't go down there. I'm sorry, you can't. You can't go down there, I'm sorry. Me and Sam don't even go down there. Nobody goes down there, okay? Hi, nobody goes down there. It's so weird. She like doesn't even want to get into any of the other rooms. It's just the basement. Like I'm just like, that's a little creepy. But so my partner dealt with the cats because he knew I was so stressed out and that I was afraid we wouldn't be able to get them. Hi. Yeah. And so basically he was so good. Like it took him like over 2 hours. You going into your bed? And he did it anyways, and he got them in, and it was nighttime, and like I'm sure it was super stressful, but I'm just so glad that they'll have a place to go and live and be happy, probably, because it sounds like a foster home like immediately wanted them. And that whole thing about how, sweetheart, that whole thing about how like people don't like black cats. The unfortunate thing is, like, to a certain extent, I don't like black cats. I do love cats overall, and I do love some black cats. But the reason I would say, in a weird way, I don't, is because a few reasons. One, so for years and years, I didn't love cats as much as I do now. Like, I am so obsessed with cats now that I just feel so much love in my heart for them. And that's another thing is I think I didn't talk enough about my autism medication. I struggled feeling emotions like in general, and I knew I had emotions and I knew that they were buried and I knew what was good, but I kind of felt numb to a lot of things. So like being on this medication has helped me be able to feel my emotions more fully and everything. It's really hard to describe because I wouldn't never describe myself as like a soulless person, but I think I just felt so numb. I couldn't really connect to things and stuff, but I've been feeling even more emotional. Like I've been feeling emotional and like emotional about cats and just everything because of my medication has been helping me actually get to feel my emotions. But what was I saying? But I love cats, but like for years of my life I didn't really, until I was like literally an adult, I didn't say love cats. Like I kind of just thought they were okay. But then I met like a cat I really liked, and then I was like, oh, maybe I like cats. And then ever since then I've liked cats. But the only black cat I'd ever like interacted with, maybe I've already talked about this before, but I doubt it. Like the only black cat I ever interacted with, like literally bit my leg really hard. I still have a scar from it. And I'm not saying all black cats are like that. I'm just saying that was my first interaction with a black cat. And she kept trying to bite me. This is the kittens I was talking about, their mom. And their mom also might get to go to the foster home. So that's like really, really nice. Is like, and they know that she's got problems. They're like into like taming animals and stuff and taking care of animals that I think are like unwanted and stuff. But I have no malice towards this cat, by the way. But like it bit me so hard for no reason. And then their kittens are like, I love the kittens, but I think there's just some black cat personality traits. Like, I feel like they're the type of cat that always rubs against your legs a lot. And when I was like a kid, honey, honey. And I didn't like cats. That was like one of my least favorite cat attributes, was how they always rub on your legs. And I feel like she's trying to get in another room, but I can't tell, which is weird because like all the doors are open for the most part. So those cats are gonna be fine, and that like makes me really happy. So I was reading like this one book called Murder, Magic, and Medicine, which was about plants and how they became medicine and how they were used by witchcraft. And honey, honey, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. You can't go down there, honey. It's okay, sweetheart. You just can't go down there. I really don't know what her problem is, but it was kind of about how and like also the chemical composition of certain plants and what it does to your body biologically. And it was really, really good and interesting. But I think I'm gonna read some, like a little bit of each of my books, and then decide which ones to keep and which ones to read all the way through. So that one I'm gonna keep and probably try to read it all the way through. I read at least like 50 pages of it, I think, or at least 40. I got this book, Basic Microbiology, and I really like how microbes look and like things that are super small. Like, that's like really cool. And I think I'm gonna read some of this one because it's just something that is low-key kind of interesting. And I wish I had like a microscope or something. Honey, come here. Come here, honey. Come here. Come here. It's okay. Come sit on my lap. Yeah. You're fine, okay? You're fine. We'll play, okay? We'll play and hang out and make art together. And then this book is another book I'm going to read some more of, From Dawn to Decadence, which says 500 years of Western cultural life, which that sounds so vague and stuff, but it's actually way better than you think, like way better written and stuff. A lot of the beginning is about like religion, and I found it pretty interesting because I kind of had a little fixation on like Christianity for a while there. Now I think it's kind of boring, but I still think it's interesting to discover some historical things about it. I myself am just like not a Christian at all. And so I think that's why I started to get bored, is because I was just like finding more and more things I didn't like about Christianity. And it got to the point where I was like, I just don't want to learn about it anymore. But this book is interesting. Like, it talks about how certain Christians have protested or banned Christmas because it wasn't considered actually a Christian holiday, which makes sense. Like, I already kind of knew that, but it was weird to read that there was a state, it was a state that started with an M, like maybe Massachusetts, I think, that like banned Christmas for like 22 years. And I was like, that's wild considering, you know, how Christmas is now known and stuff. And that was like in the 16th or 17th century or something like that. So yeah, I have a lot of books to read, and I also am going to like, I'm gonna make art, and I'm struggling because, I mean, one, I feel like I need to start reading first thing in the morning, because if I don't, then I kind of do a bunch of other stuff, and then I end up like only reading like 10 pages or even less towards the very end of the night. When I just want to read like all day pretty much. And it's hard because I always wonder if I'm wasting my time with like both reading and art. I'm just like, what if this is actually a waste? What if I'm doing it wrong? And like I have other concerns right now I kind of wanted to talk about, but this video is getting really long and I don't even know if it's a good video for multiple reasons. Like I was planning on moving, well not moving, but I was planning on visiting the state I used to live in. And that was something I kind of wanted to talk about, is I'm really, really missing that state. But it's hard because I don't want to leave Ember, and I don't want to leave my partner, and even if it's just for a month, it just stresses me out thinking about Ember being like scared I'm not coming back or something, and that's a whole other thing I need to unpack. With the art, it's like I'm gonna try my best. I've kind of realized I don't like things that are like collaging, because it makes me feel like I'm being a hack. Even though I know that collaging is valid, I still am like, but I didn't create this. And so I feel like it doesn't belong in my art, and that can make it a little stressful and less fun, because I'm just like, no, everything must be handmade by me. Like even to the point that I just want to like be able to like even make like my own paints and stuff. But right now I think I'm gonna make like something that's gonna be like kind of like a Siamese cat project mixed with I don't know. I had a few different ideas, but I think I'm gonna stop the video for now because I've been talking for so long and I know my cat's interrupted me like a million times, and you know, a bunch of different stuff. I don't even know if I'll post this video, but I just wanted to talk about what's been happening recently, and I'll talk about more like really soon.